right, friends, thanks for coming along with us on this water journey. Today is our last water lesson, and the thing about it that's really fun is that there's so much else to do with water. Bryce has been here, he's been doing some of the experiments with me, and he said studying water, we could just do that all summer. So there's just so much to do, and he thought this is really fun. This was one of Bryce's ideas that he gave me way back when we first started water. And so what we want to do today is something totally different than what we've been doing, which is we've been learning about how water moves and travels. We've been learning about different phases of water, like ice and water vapor. But today, we want to do something totally different to kind of end our water study, and that is thinking about sinking and floating. Floating is when something is laying above the water, and sinking is when it goes down to the bottom. So I have a list of things, household items or things around my house that were pretty easy to find, and I feel pretty safe putting them in water. I would definitely ask your family about if you are going to be putting something in water before you do it. So Bryce, we're gonna make some predictions, okay? The first thing I wanna think about is this apple. So let's make a prediction. Do you think the apple will sink or float? What do we think? You think it will sink? Why do you think that?
Because it's heavy.
Okay. So you think the weight has to do with it? Okay. So I'm gonna write sink next to it, or you could just put an S next to it. And we're gonna try it out here. I have another chart that says sink or float. Yep, go ahead, drop it in. Did it touch the bottom? That's kind of the key. Wait a second. Look very carefully. It's actually not touching the bottom. So it's kind of floating. So can you go ahead and draw an apple under the float column? That surprised us. Our prediction was wrong for that. All right, Bryce, I'm gonna go ahead, and this is actually from your coin jar. This is a coin. Do you think, hold on, before we drop it in, do you think it's gonna sink or float?
Sink.
You think it's gonna sink? What's making you think it's gonna sink?
Float.
It's hard to think about. I kind of think it might sink too, but I don't exactly know why. Let's think about why I think that. Go ahead. Right to the bottom. Right to plop. Right to the bottom. So I wrote my prediction was sink, plopped it in. Go ahead, it went to sink. And you know, it's solid, so that might be a clue about why. All right, so I have this ping pong ball. Is this ping pong ball light or heavy? Light. Do you think the ping pong ball is gonna float or sink? What's your prediction?
I think it's gonna float.
Okay, don't do it yet. I'm gonna write my prediction. It's very light. Hey Hudson, you wanna do some sinking and float with us?
Yes.
Okay. So
I changed my mind.
Okay, great. So we're gonna make a prediction, and let's see if it's gonna float or sink. Do you wanna draw the ping pong ball?
Right on top of the water.
It's right on top of the water. Go ahead. Hudson, you want to help us with the next one? The next thing we're going to do is this rock.
Yeah.
So first thing is you need to make a prediction. Do you think it's going to sink or float?
Float. Sink.
Sink. Why do you think it might sink?
Because it's heavy.
All right, hold it and see how heavy it is. Be so careful. I'm going to write.
So heavy.
It's so heavy. Hudson's going to put it in. Careful as he can. It did sink. Hudson, can you draw that rock over here under the sink side? All right, let's keep moving along. The next thing we have here are some Unifix cubes, Bryce. What do you think? Are those gonna sink or float?
Float.
What's making you think that?
It's light like the ping pong ball.
It's light like the ping pong ball. Okay, I'm gonna write float and let's try it out. You were right. All right, go ahead and draw it under float. And we've got a few more things here. Hudson, I actually got a Band-Aid because we've been using a lot of Band-Aids over this time. And I was wondering, do you think a Band-Aid would sink or float in the water?
Float.
Why do you think?
Because
do you
it's so light.
It's light and there are holes, right? So your prediction is it's gonna float. And I'm gonna write.
I think it's gonna sink.
You think it's gonna sink? Yeah, we might not have the same prediction. Let's see. What happened?
It floated.
All right, let's put it in the floating column.
Sink because of the holes, and it would go through.
Oh, yeah. Hudson, can you draw the Band-Aid in the float? Okay, we got one more thing, friends.
I think this is
This is a flower. What do you think?
I think it's called a dandelion.
It's got a dandelion. What do you think?
It's gonna float.
Think it's gonna float? Okay, what do you think, Hud? You think it's gonna float? All right, I'm gonna put float over here because that's our prediction. And let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it floated. Okay, go ahead and draw it in the float. Now, I made my predictions and then I dropped it and it was really exciting, as you can see, to see if our predictions were correct. Did we get most of our predictions correct?
Yeah.
I think we got maybe one wrong, right? And we kind of started to wonder why the quarter, we didn't know about the coin. We kind of wondered about that. So what I want you to do, friends, is fill a bucket with water, collect some items, make some predictions, see if it sinks or floats, and think about why. We'll see you soon. Hope you had a lot of fun learning about water.